Hello, this is Victor and here with a new battle report. This is the game 3 on the local tournament we played in the Games Workshop store. Again, Stormcast Eternals and Sylvaneth, and this time we play against Bloodbound and Tomb Kings. So yeah, one classical armor and one of the new armors from the Age of Sigmar. Just for review to the Stormcast Eternals list, I used the Thunderstrike formation with a Lord Celestial on Dracot, Lord Relictor, 5 Liberators, 5 Retributors with 2 Star Soul Maces, and 5 Prosecutors with Javelins and the Trident, and all the units have the Prime. And of course, out of the formation, I have a Knight Venator. Sylvaneth, they come with Durtu, 3-man, 20 Dryads, 10 Wolf, 2 Eagles, Sorcerer, and the Branch Wraith. This time the mission was there were 3 towers or 3 small battlements on the field, and we have to control this at the end of the battle, and they will give 1d3 victory points. So there is one in the center and one on each deployment, and the deployment is on diagonal. We have the same type of points, and 3 points to kill the general, 2 points to kill the character, 1 point to kill unit, 1 point to capture a banner, and 3 points to kill the BSB. Let's make first a look to the deployment of this game. So they decide to go first in deploying, and they had the initiative. So this was working like the rule we have in 40k, where the army that decides to deploy first, and will have the first turn. And you can see its initiative on 6+. So we deployed quite conservative, putting the 3 men next to our tower. So the 3 objectives we have in that battle. One is the tower at the end of the corner, at the bottom of the picture, completely controlled by our opponent. No way we can get there easily. Then there is the one that is going to be disputed. This is big tower in the middle of the battlefield, and then the realm gate is our tower or our battlement. So it's the one we have to control to get these 3 victory points at the end. So we decided to put the 2-3 men, so Durtu and the 3 men next to our objective in our battlefield. We put the Dryads and the Wolf in our right flank, and I keep almost all my Stormcast Eternals on ground on the left flank. I just keep 1 unit of Liberators and the unit of Prosecutors in reserve, and the reason is I want to have the Dracot, I want to have the Lord Celestial to be able to use the command abilities, and I also want to see if the Lord Relictor I can use in more of the power. So I wanted to change. Also the gap is quite close, and I want to see if I can start using also the shooting attack of the Dracot easily. The enemy troops are very aggruppated, so are quite all together. So I will try to drop some, see if I can do some mortal wounds with the flame of the Dracot. So here we have again a better overview. I put my Lord Venator very at the back. He has a range of 30 inches, so I can almost reach anything that I want except the catapults. And the catapults, there is no way I go for them, because then I risk to have to give an easy charge. So our opponents have, the Tomb Kings have 2 units of catapults, 2 units of chariots, 2 units of sepulchral knights. He has Cetra, 2 priests. He has a lot of magic, and is compensating for the magic that they don't have on Khorne. On Khorne they have a herald, on a juggernaut, no, on a chariot. Then he has a Kolgorath, a unit of blood rivers, a unit of blood. So he has the basic kit from the starter set. So blood rivers, blood warriors, the Kolgorath, the guy with the banner, how it's called, the other one is the wipes, and also the Lord of Khorne. And then as additionally he has some block crushers and some block crushers, blood letters, and the herald on chariot. Here we have we could move up to the ruins, but we wanted to increase the gap. The only gap that is the gap between the armies, the minimum gap was by rules 18 inches. This is the distance we have in our left flank, but in our right flank we have about more than 24 inches, something like that. We didn't want to engage in close combat that fast in that flank. Now the overview, we were, I think both armies quite conservative. And here we can see the other flank. You see all, I put all my Stormcast together, making a big block. So yeah, we keep seeing the battle. And we go into turn 1. So turn 1, yeah, I'm sorry I didn't make pictures of the movement of our opponents, but our opponents played very conservative. They did some magic in some places, not very important. He didn't put the banner on the ground, so don't have the bonus of the banner at this moment. He put some units immune to battle shock. So they really, and they tried to use the catapults against my Lord Venator, and yeah, he failed to do a single one to me, because he failed the 2 shots, I think, or he failed the shots, or he failed one of the shots and I saved the other one. So it was quite lucky there, not wounds on my Lord Venator, and yeah, and then we went to our turn. So in our turn, I just put, I bring down the prosecutors to be able to shoot. I also shoot with the Lord Venator. I try to kill some of these blood rivers. Not too much damage there. I just want to benefit that they don't have armor and start thinning the numbers. And then on the left flank, the unit that I just summoned was a 9 inches, and also my Lord Celestial on Dragon was 9 inches to be able to charge the Herald. I tried with the Lord Celestial, I failed. I tried with the Liberators, they did, and yeah, and just to force this flank and start forcing some movements in that flank. This will expose my Liberators. They're going to be quite in close range to the Block Crushers and also the Corcoran that is in that flank. So let's see what happened. I have to say I used the flame attack or the breath attack of the Dvakoth, and I killed between the shooting and some shooting and the breath attack. I killed one of the Block Crushers, so the Block Crushers were reduced to 2. I didn't manage to do any damage, so I was hitting the Block Crushers and the Chariot, but on the Chariot I didn't roll the 4+ to be able to do these 3 mortal wounds. And so far this was all the action in that turn. I did 1 wound to him, and then I think he killed one of my Liberators, so did nothing. I think only did 1 damage. I don't remember, but the point is we get tied there in combat. So really the Liberators didn't do a lot of damage. I think this was before the close combat. The distance was too long, and I didn't want to risk to give an easy charge for them next turn, so we're just facing one to each other. My idea here is try to overload the flank there behind the ruins, try to accumulate units, and from there try to start threatening the flank of the Khorne. So it's going to be Khorne against the Stormcast Eternals in that flank, while the Sylvaneth are holding the right flank and try to avoid that the Tomb Kings can get that flank. So what's yeah, I have to say the battle was intense. There was like 2 small sub battles in the left, Stormcast against Khorne, and on the right, Tomb Kings against Sylvaneth. We have another shot. This was in the close combat. You see that I pile into the Chariot, but I didn't manage to do any damage. I make a mistake here. I positioned wrongly my Liberator Prime, so he was out of range with the hammer. This is just an overview at the end of the turn 1. Not too much happened, just 1 close combat, and really with not too much damage. The only good news is I killed 1 Blood Crusher. Yeah, here we have another overview. And as I said, here we have the center. We keep very conservative with the 2-3 men. We want to keep them as a counter attack unit. So we will try to hold first with the Dryads and the Wolf, and then use the 3 men to try to counter attack. The Eagles are there in case they give a gap. We'll try to go for the units at the back, the wizards or the catapults, but yeah, it's not going to be easy. The formation is quite deep, and it's not going to be easy to jump over the enemies without having some charges. So we have to wait until the combat is more messy. And with that picture that is showing the situation at the end of the turn 1, as I said, just one close combat, we go into the turn 2. So turn 2, and as I said, we don't alternate initiative, so it's turn 2 for the Bloodbound+Tomb Kings. So, and as expected here, they bring some reinforcements, try to kill the Liberators, so Blood Clashers charge on the Liberators, Kolgorath charge on the Liberators, and yeah, the Liberators are really here outnumbered. The other Blood Crusher that you see there is the one they kill in the previous turn. And yeah, and I think he make all the combat, and after the combat, the Prime and another Liberator survive to the bloody battle, and I think I just managed to do one wound to the Blood Clashers, a couple of wounds to the Blood Clashers, not much to do. They have quite good armor save, and when I strike back, I have only 3 of my Liberators, so yeah, not much done. And yeah, the Liberators are here completely outnumbered, so I will need to bring some reinforcements in that combat. There's another overview at the end of the turn 2 for the Khorne and Tomb Kings. As you can see, they played super conservative. They back up with the Blood Reavers and the Blood Warriors, so they didn't want to move ahead. They wanted to avoid charges. They want to get in combat there with the Stormcast, so they were moving back. And then the Tomb Kings, surprisingly, they didn't want to go for the Sylvaneth neither. So they really almost don't move. They did some magic here and there. They tried to do a couple of shots with the catapults. I think they shot this. Yeah, they shot this time to my prosecutors, and they killed 2 of my prosecutors with the catapult. So I think they were thinking, okay, we are outnumbering we have better shooting, better distance capacity than our opponents. So we will keep this and try to minimize the engagement at this moment. As here you see, yeah, this was at the end of the turn 2 of our opponents. Just 2 Liberators surviving the bloody combat there between the Kolgorath, Blood Crushers, and the Herald. So in our turn 2, I decide to retreat the Liberators. Make no sense to keep them in combat; they will die. So, and then I bring as a reinforcement the Retributors and my Lord Celestin on the backup. I assault with the Lord Celestin to the Herald. I did some wounds. I get stuck in combat. I think he did 1 wound in return to me. And then between the shooting and the close combat of the Retributors, I completely evaporate the Blood Crushers. Yeah, again, the Star Soul Maces with these mortal wounds and do a lot of damage. You can see the 3 men move to reinforce the line of the Stormcast Eternals, as the Tomb Kings are not moving, and he just moved enough to be able to shoot, to be in distance to shoot to the Blood Crusher. So the I shoot everything. My Knight Venator tried to kill the opponent banner with the special arrow, but he saved. It was a pity. If I managed to kill that is 2 or 3 points, victory points. But doesn't matter. So I managed to kill 1 unit. I managed to save mine. So we have 1 point there. And in terms of controlling objective, we still have 1 each, and then 1 in the middle that we see at the end of the battle what will happen. Yeah, this is showing more the combat in that flank. So I think so far my plan was working quite well there. I'm trying to overload this flank. If I manage to kill these monsters, I think then I can deal quite easily. I can move forward. I can deal quite easily within with the Blood Warriors and also with the Blood Reavers. So it's looking quite well for me, that flank. And as I said, in the opposite flank, we didn't want neither to engage, so we were okay with keeping the distance. We don't want to engage the Tomb Kings. We are winning our battle within the Stormcast Eternals and the Bloodbound. And then if the Tomb Kings at the end decide to attack, so we still keep the 2 2 men in a good position to be able to support that flank. And in case I can also fly back with the prosecutors and the Knight Venator. So we try to take use of our benefit. The eagles are still in the flank. Here is what I was explaining. The Tomb Kings were very conservative in the game. Yeah, this was another picture. It was a big gap, a big distance. I think we were 18 inches one from each other. So I think nobody wants to give an easy charge. And here the other side again. And yeah, now we are ready to go to the turn 3. Let's see what our opponents do in turn 3. So yeah, as I said, turn 3, and let's go with Khorne and Tomb Kings. Okay, sorry that I forget to do pictures, but this is the situation before our combat phase. So here all the turn from the our opponents have passed, and we did our shooting. So we were here now to do our combat. So what we did here is in the turn of our opponents, the Dvakot killed the Herald, and they did some wounds. So he assaulted with the Kolgorath and the Dvakot and the Herald, between the Kolgorath and the Herald. They did a lot of wounds on my Lord Celestin. I think my Lord Celestin now is on 3 wounds only, but in the way he plays the Kolgorath, he put him in close combat with my Retributors, and then in hitting back, my Retributors did a ton of wounds to the Kolgorath, to the point that the Kolgorath only have 1 wound at this moment. So this was very fortunate for me. In the combat, he also assaulted in the other flank with the Knight of the Sepulchral Knights on the Dvayats. So he decided to attack first with the Herald on my Lord Celestin on Dvakot. I think he's the one that he did 4 wounds to me. He left me at only with 4 wounds. And then we were discussing if we attack back with my Lord Celestin to the to the Kolgorath to see if I can avoid to be killed. But to be fair, I don't think I was able to kill the Kolgorath only with 1 round of attacks. So we decided that we are going to do the combat of the Dryads first. And the Dryads did some wounds to the Sepulchral Knights, not enough to kill one of them. So the combat, but then the Sepulchral Knights completely failed in attacking and did nothing to the Dryads. Again, the Sepulchral Knights were too close to the Wolf, and the Wolf were also engaged in close combat, so they pile in and they attack. Before doing that, I attacked with my Lord Celestin to the Herald, and I killed the Herald. I managed to remove the last 3 wounds to the Herald. I received some attacks with the Kolgorath. The Kolgorath just leave me with 3 wounds alive, but I was alive. So I managed to kill the Herald, and he didn't manage to kill my Lord Celestin on the Dvakot. But this is quite important because it's the general and is giving a lot of points. In the other flank, the Knights of the Sepulchre completely fail, and they get engaged in combat. I think we kill 1 of them even. So, and then the Retributors did a ton of damage on the Kolgorath and leave him with only 1 wound for our turn. So in my turn, I decided I will not risk the Lord Celestin on Dvakot. I back up him. So first I try to see if I can give some wounds back with my Lord Relictor. I fail. And I say, why to risk my Lord Celestin? I take them and him out of the combat again, and I leave the Kolgorath alone with the Retributors. Then I move also my Prosecutors and the Knight Venator, where you can see them. And the reason was I wanted to shut down what's called the guy with the wipers. I think it's the Secretor or something like that. The one that have the wipers to get 2 additional points by killing a character. So with the shooting of these two units, I managed to kill the Secretor. So, and then in the other side, well, this was the next. As you can see in the middle, we still looking one to each other, but at this moment I only have the Liberators and the Lord Relictor there. and yeah, and the 3 men also to support in case they come. And in that side, the Dryads, the Wolf, and we also put Durtu into the close combat with the Knights, the Sepulchre Knights, and to see if we can eliminate this unit. You should eliminate the unit in the 2 rounds of combat that you have. If you don't do that, then in the hero phase, they start going again, and it's very painful and very difficult to deal with the Tomb King units, because with the banner, they are able to regrowth again the units. So yeah, this was an overview before the combat. And Cetra received 1 wound because he tried to do the ability that gives double movement to a unit of Tomb Kings, and he rolled a 1. So he received a wound, a mortal wound, and he didn't save that mortal wound. The other thing I want to say, also the chariots. At the moment, the Tomb Knights were trying to overload the Sylvaneth and flank. We have the Wolf and the Dryads and Durtu there, try to deal with that. And we back up with the Eagles. I think the Eagles were easy to kill, so say we are not going to risk them, just move them back and don't go in close combat with them. They will not be able to deal with the chariots, and they will die and give an easy point to our opponents. And then yeah, we go to the combat phase. Here was the combat before the combat phase, and you see one of these knights was with only 1 wound. Yeah, another picture of the big melee there. And after the combat, Durtu did nothing. Was very disappointing. Durtu did nothing. We were very unlucky with that. And yeah, thankfully the Dryads managed to kill, between the Dryads and the Wolf, managed to kill 2 of the Sepulchre Knights. But there is 1 there, and this is quite painful because this guy can summon back some more Knights. So this is the picture there, the Amazon 3. And now at this moment, the organization said that this is the last turn, so we don't have time to play another turn, so the battle will remain there. So it means that we are not going to lose points in that flank. So this is how it's looking like after all the combat. And then in the left flank, yeah, my Retributors completely kill the Kolgorath. They kill the last one. I do 2d3 mortal wounds, so he attacked first because we decided, okay, let's attack first to the Sepulchre Knights before they can strike us, to see if we can disseminate. I was not very concerned of the attack of the Kolgorath. He did 2 wounds on my Retributors, not enough to kill one Retributor, so not enough to regain a wound. And then I strike back with the mortal wounds and I completely killed him. So this was all. So the combats, this one was quite interesting. It was very tense battle, trying to not to risk too much, trying to be quite conservative, and was interesting because now I was managing on my mission of overloading and the right flank of the flank with the Bloodbound. So yeah, I have a unit of 2, so I have all my army alive. I lose 3 liberators and 2 prosecutors, so I didn't give any point to my opponents. And the Sylvaneth was almost intact, only they lose a couple of riots in the combat with the knights. Here we see what it's looking like the battle. So quite an interesting battle, and quite conservative. At the end, they claimed the tower in the middle because there was a unit just touching the tower, and see that this can be claimed. They gain 4 points by objective, and 1 is given D3. We gain 2 points for our objective plus all what we kill. So yeah, it was clearly a victory for our side. And yeah, the final result gives us a 14-6. At the end, we're not third in this tournament. If we just in the game 2 we just have killed the objective, we would win the tournament because we were 47 points, 45 and 44 points. I don't know if we missed any point in the meanwhile, or can be was very narrow the game. And I have to say, we play against the winners that were our second game, and we played against the seconds that was this second game. So we won the winners, and we won the second in the tournament. But we didn't manage to score enough points because I think we also played against the fourth. So we played against the strongest opponents we can find. We didn't play against any of the between the fifth or the sixth in the tournament, and I think our opponents had this chance in the beginning of the tournament. So yeah, at the end I was very happy how we performed in this tournament. We accomplished our objective, that was to get fun, and the secondary objective that was for me, that was to win 2 games minimum. So I was very happy with how they performed. I'm still learning how to play Age of Sigmar, but one thing that I find very interesting is the ability that you can retreat for the combat in your movement phase. I know this unit cannot do anything else during the rest of the combat phase, but it's not a bad tactic. But you can do your command abilities anyway in the combat. So if you have a character that is going to die, why to leave it in close combat? Take him out from the combat. The same for units. If the unit is going to die, it makes no sense to keep it in combat. You can retreat the unit, leave it at 4 inches, and force the opponent to lose another turn to assault your unit and to kill it if they want to kill these 2 guys or this white guy remaining. So this is my takeout of this of all this battle. Yeah, no more to say. Let me know what do you think. Let me know how you see this battle report. Please leave your comment below. Like if you like it, subscribe if you not subscribe it. And yeah, and as usual, thanks a lot for watching, and see you later. Bye.